Hey, my name is Michaela, and I love to read books. We are officially into the month of June, which means that I need to pick my June TBR. And if you've never seen any of my videos before, I do that using this giant tote of sticky notes. Over the months, I've been adding more and more in here, and now we are officially over 2,000 sticky notes in this little tote. And I know what you're thinking, how am I ever going to read 2,000 books? The short answer is that it's going to take me years. Like, I'm fully expecting this to take me years to complete the entire thing. And I mean, meanwhile, I'm going to be adding more titles to it as well. And they're not just book titles. It's not just single books. I have series in here, I have author names in here, and I do have some single titles as well. Also, here, I'll pull one out so you can see. As long as I don't drop them all over my floor. So when I pull these out, I get this little square, right? They're folded once, twice, 3 times, and then it's sealed with like the sticky part on the sticky note. So I can't see what these are. These are going to be pulled completely random. One thing about me is I suck at making decisions and choosing what books I want to read, unless it's like a seasonal type book. In that case, I always want to read them in the correct season, but otherwise I never know where to start on my TBR because, like I said, we are over 2,000 sticky notes, so like where do you even start at that point? So I decided to take that trouble away from myself and randomly choose my TBR, and a lot of people do it like prompts. But there's 2,000 on here. How would I ever pick with prompts? So I decided to take the hassle away from myself and just do it, completely randomly. Before we start choosing our sticky notes for the month, I do want to say that these are not color-coded in any way. Like, I just took random colors and made it pretty because I didn't want to look at the same color sticky note 2,000 times. So they're not color-coded by genre or anything like that. I just wanted them to look cute. And so where there are some series and some titles and some authors, depending on what we start pulling out for the first few stickies, will depend on how many more I continue pulling. Like, if I keep pulling a bunch of series, I'm not going to pick that many because there's no way I'm going to get through 5 or 6 whole series through the month. So without further ado, let's set this up and let's choose our sticky notes for the month. Alright, so I've got my tote all set up, and let's see what we're going to read this month. Let me do a little sticky note ASMR for you guys. I just find that so satisfying. I ripped it. Okay, so the first one I pulled is the Burning Kingdom series by Tasha Suri. So the Burning Kingdom series by Tasha Suri is a 3-book series. The first book is The Jasmine Throne, the second book is The Oleander Sword, and the third book is The Lotus Empire. And I will go ahead and read you the blurb on the back of the first book. Author of Empire of Sand and Realm of Ash, Tasha Suri's The Jasmine Throne begins a new trilogy set in a world inspired by the history and epics of India, in which a captive princess and a maidservant in possession of forbidden magic become unlikely allies on a dark journey to save their empire from the princess's traitor brother. Imprisoned by her dictator brother, Malini spends her days in isolation in the Hirana, an ancient temple that was once the source of the powerful, magical Deathless Waters. But it is now little more than a decaying ruin. Priya is a maidservant, one among several who make the treacherous journey to the top of the Hirana every night to clean Malini's chambers. She is happy to be an anonymous drudge so long as it keeps anyone from guessing the dangerous secret she hides. But when Malini accidentally bears witness to Priya's true nature, their destinies become irrevocably tangled. One is a vengeful princess seeking to depose her brother from his throne. The other is a priestess seeking to find her family. Together, they will change the fate of an empire. The next one we pulled is Silver in the Bone series by Alexandra Bracken. So the Silver in the Bone series by Alexandra Bracken is currently 2 books. It looks like it is going to just be a duology. The first book is Silver in the Bone, and the second book is The Mirror of Beasts. So I will go ahead and read you the little blurb on the back of the first book. Tamsin Lark is no match. Tamsin Lark is no... Why do I say that so fucking weird? Tamsin Lark. Tamsin Lark. Tamsin Lark is no match for the sorceresses and hollowers who populate the magical underground of Boston. But when the only parent she's ever known disappears without so much as a goodbye, she has no choice but to join their cutthroat pursuit of enchanted relics to keep herself and her brother K-Bell alive. 10 years later, rumors are swirling that her guardian found a powerful ring from Arthurian legend just before he vanished. A run-in with her rival Emrys ignites Tamsin's hope that the ring could free K-Bell from a curse that threatens both of them. But they aren't the only ones who covet the ring. As word spreads, greedy hollowers start circling, and many would kill to have it for themselves. While Emrys is the last person Tamsin would choose to partner with, she needs all the help she can get to edge out her competitors in the race for the ring. Together, they dive headfirst into a viper's nest of dark magic, exposing a deadly secret with the power to awaken ghosts of the past and shatter her last hope of saving her brother. Hopefully we start getting some single titles here, because that's 2 series already. No, this one's a series too. This is Survive the Fall series by Derek Schubert. So the next sticky note that we picked was the Survive the Fall series by Derek Schubert. This series has a total of 5 books. The first book is Powerless World. The second book is Madness Rising. The third book is Dark Roads. The fourth book is Total Collapse. And the fifth book is Fight Back. And I will go ahead and read the blurb on the first book. A single coronal mass ejection was all it took to bring down the grid. Will Russell survive as his plane falls from the sky? It had been 12 months since the worst day in Russell's life. The anniversary of his daughter's death sent him into the bottle. He loved his wife, but they grieved in different ways. Would the pain ever stop? Sarah missed Russell. She lay in bed unable to sleep. The heartache had nearly broken her too, but Sarah didn't want their marriage to end. If she could just get him to stop drinking, could they learn to live again? One day later, everything changed. Russell was on a plane heading west. The engine stopped, the plane was going down, and all he could think about was Sarah. He had to see her again. On the Boston subway, Sarah was trapped. Fear and panic were all around her. Sarah sensed the danger. A man glared at her. With a deep breath, she wrapped her fingers around the Glock 43 in her purse. Sarah wasn't afraid. Will Russell and Sarah live long enough to find their way back to each other? You'll be on the edge of your seat with this post-apocalyptic thriller because Russell and Sarah are easy to love. Then we have Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. Okay, so the next sticky note that we picked was Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. Newly minted child psychologist Mina has little experience. In a field where the first people called are experts, she's been unable to get her feet wet. Instead, she aimlessly spends her days stuck in the stifling heat wave sweeping across Britain and anxiously contemplates her upcoming marriage to careful, precise researcher Oscar. The only reprieve from her small, close world is attending the local bereavement group to mourn her brother's death from years ago. Then she meets journalist Sam Hunter at the grief group one day, and he has a proposition for her. 13-year-old Alice Weber claims a witch is haunting her. Living with her family in the remote village of Benathel, Alice finds her symptoms are getting increasingly disturbing. Taking this job will give Mina some experience and much needed money. Sam will get the scoop of a lifetime, and Alice will get better. Mina is sure of it. But instead of improving, Alice's behavior becomes inexplicable and intense. The town of Benathel has a deep history of superstition and witchcraft. They believe there is evil in the world. They believe there are ways of dealing with it. And they don't expect outsiders to understand. That sounds scary. And then we have... Ooh, sports romance. We have the Hawkeyes Hockey series by Kenna King. So the next one we pulled was the Hawkeyes Hockey series by Kenna King. This looks like it is a 9-book series, and they all seem to be interconnected standalones. So I most likely won't read these like all at once. I'll kind of spread them out a little bit. So the first book is Cocky Score. The second book is Filthy Score. The third book is Brutal Score. The fourth book is Rough Score. The fifth book is Dirty Score. The sixth book is Lucky Score. The seventh book is Tough Score. The eighth book is Perfect Score. And the ninth book is Wrong Score. And it looks like they kind of all have their own tropes in each of these books. So I think these are actually going to be really good. But I will just read you the blurb on the first one, Cocky Score. What's worse than being in a fake relationship with my childhood crush when he's a notorious NHL party boy and my brother's best friend? Being hired as the PR representative for the hockey team I've always been a fan should be a dream come true, especially because my old crush plays for them. My suggestion to save Briggs's career is solid. Have him fake date someone wholesome who can change his image. That's when my big mouth gets in the way and I admit to being the girl next door. Now, my boss is offering me the promotion of a lifetime, but it comes with strings. Fake date Briggs Conley. Now I have to fix Briggs's reputation, lie to our families, keep my MMA fighter brother from pummeling his best friend, and stop myself from falling further for my childhood crush. All the while, we're forced to live together and pretend to be madly in love in front of the cameras. What could possibly go wrong? How about when my brother ends up in our guest bedroom and I end up with a pro hockey player in my bed? Yeah, I want to read that like right now. That sounds so good. Brother's best friend. Perfection. Honestly, one of the best tropes there is. And I think I'll pull one more. And we have Fall of the Dragon series by Amber Chen. So the next sticky note that we pulled was Fall of the Dragon series by Amber Chen. The first book is Of Jade and Dragons, and the second book is The Blood Phoenix. I will go ahead and read you the blurb on the first book. 18-year-old Ai-Hu Ying dreams of becoming a world-class engineer like her father, but after his sudden murder, her life falls apart. Left with only a journal of her father's engineering secrets and a jade pendant snatched from the assassin, a heartbroken Yang follows the trail to the capital and the prestigious Engineers Guild, a place that harbors her father's hidden past, determined to discover why anyone would threaten a man who ultimately chose a quiet life over fame and fortune. Disguised as her brother, Yang manages to infiltrate the guild's male-only apprenticeship trial with the help of an unlikely ally. I don't know how to say this name, so I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this. Aogia Yiyang, the taciturn 8th Prince of the High Command. With her father's renown placing a target firmly on her back, Ying must stay one step ahead of her fellow competitors, the jealous guild masters, and the killer still hunting for her father's journal. Complicating everything is her increasingly tangled relationship with the prince, who may have mysterious plans of his own. The secrets concealed within the guild can be as deadly as the weapons they build, and with her life and the future of her homeland at stake, Ying doesn't know who to trust. Can she avenge her father even if it means going against everything he stood for, or will she be next in the mastermind's line of fire? So those are all the sticky notes that we picked for my June TBR. If you think any of these sound good, make sure to keep an eye out for my June reading wrap up to see which books I ended up getting to and how I felt about them.